Region, his last 11 games, one of the better players you'll see this afternoon against a club that they're going to need everybody to step up today against the terrific Mass club.
Familiar faces for UMass. Marcus Camby, the most familiar.
Well, number 6 in the nation in shot blocking, but also a great inside offensive game. Watch the shot blocking ability of this guy. He really leads this defense. A great perimeter defense for the Minutemen. But this is the man that carries them. A rebounder, a shot blocker, and a good scorer inside. What else do you need? You need starting lineups for Massachusetts and St. Bonaventure.
You bet. Jim Barron, from an alumnus of St. Bonaventure, is going to start Shandu McNeil. You're going to like him. He ignites everything. But he's going to be challenged by an outstanding backcourt for UMass. Palmer, McFarland, Shelton, and Singleton. For John Calipari's Minutemen of UMass, 9 weeks, #1 in the country. They're going to start Padilla, Travieso, Dingle, Dante Bright as a finisher. Terrific player. And Marcus Camby, Player of the Year candidate in the middle. In fact, Marcus is jumping center. And we are ready to go. He's going against Kenny McFarland and the Bonnies.
Hey, McFarland out-jumped him.
Sure did.
Huh? Sort of rare. Here we go. UMass in them man-to-man.
This is going to be fun. Get it over to Kenny McFarland, guarded by Padilla. One of the strong suits for UMass. They play some terrific defense and don't foul a lot either.
It's amazing to me. I mean, the fact that they've got 6 guys that play all those minutes and so few fouls. Bonnie holding the ball well.
Get inside and off the glass is good for Kenny McFarland.
McNeil with a nice pass. Nice look inside. Delivery. See what Bonaventure does. They're going to open up straight man-to-man. No trick defenses against this good Massachusetts club. Hard to pin one guy down.
The unenviable task of guarding Marcus Camby goes number 35, Sidney Shelton. 6'7", 215. Bright back to Padilla with 14 on the shot clock. But a close Travieso. Real well. Dingle on the move. Had it blocked for the foul. They get the foul on McFarland, his first.
Dave, one of the things I noticed about this St. Bonaventure club yesterday when they beat Dayton in the first round of this Atlantic 10 tournament 72-60 was their defense. I thought their half-court defense really showed me something. Great quickness. There's a guy that played at St. Bonaventure, Jim Barron, that you just saw. Club played very well. In fact, it was their first win, what, in the last 10 years?
That's right. Against the Dayton Ball Club. 72-68. Jimmy, pretty good guard with the Bonnies back in the late 70s, playing with S.E. Hollis, Glenn Hagan, Greg Sanders, playing for Jim Saddlein.
Should clarify what I said, a win in their last 10 years in the opening round of the A-10 tournament.
So Dingle, 1 out of 2, and it's a 2-1 ball game early on here from Philadelphia.
This man-to-man pressure. Look at Camby. Double team underneath. They got to
go through Dingle's legs, and Travieso converts the turnover. UMass has the lead.
Now, folks, that was Dana Dingle, Marcus Camby, 6'7" and 6'11" down on the press underneath.
Yeah, I tell you what, you talk about effective. They get the home run breakout to McFarland against Bright, and he blew the layup. And Padilla's there to clean up the empties. There's Travieso, 4-3.
He's done that a lot this year for the Minutemen. Well, what a terrific pair of guards that Massachusetts has. I started talking about them back in December. They've become household names to this entire country, this Massachusetts backcourt.
There's a pick-off by Padilla, but back to McNeil. Bonaventure on the attack, trying to flip it up, is Palmer. He draws a foul.
One of the things I talked about in the open was Rashawn Palmer's ability in the open court. He's a very, very good player once he gets it there. Creativity. Look at this. Nice move to the inside. Tried to lay it up over his right shoulder. Drew the foul.
Boy, once they beat the press, you better get it to the hole and put it in the basket because UMass recovers so quickly on defense.
One of the things you don't coach is height, and the other one is quickness.
You bet.
You got to have both of those, and Mass has got a lot of that.
Palmer shooting 65% on the line this year.
John Calipari, what a terrific year they've had.
Third time he's been named the Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year. UMass by a deuce early on. Camby lost it, and Bonaventure takes over. Singleton was there to help add some defensive pressure on Marcus Camby. Turnover apiece so far in the early going.
Once again, the pressure down court. Always look for the trap. There's Padilla. Look at that move.
Padilla, they've got numbers. Travieso goes up and lays it home.
See, that's an intelligent trap. Padilla knew exactly when to make the move. He got the steal. Travieso with an easy layup.
Travieso 3 for 3. He's got 7 points, 7 of the 8 for UMass. And this press is outstanding. Look at this. McNeil is a great ball handler at 5'7". Can't see over the top of the defense, and Palmer throws it away. Another turnover for the Bonnies, their third.
Hey, one of the things you got to understand is it's very easy to go down and press full court when you got a Marcus Camby back there ready to absorb anything that comes inside. Usually it goes back out a lot faster than it comes in.
Padilla underneath. There's Dingle. Dingle on the left hand can't score.
Nice defensive job by McFarland that time.
McNeil had numbers momentarily. That shot is good by Kenny McFarland. Shooting 35% from the field. 8-7 ball game. Camby with the pull-up. Boy, I tell you what, got 6'11" pulling up from out there. That is tough.
Well, that's the part of his game that I think all the NBA people like so much. His ability not only to score inside, but also to face up and shoot the 15-foot jumper. Makes him a great candidate to be a power forward.
UMass shooting 4-5 from the field. McFarland liked the stroke the first time, couldn't get it. Dingle. And they're going to call a jump ball. And a possession arrow favoring UMass. So Nunez coming into the game. Rigoberto Nunez and number 34. That's Tyrone Weeks back in his hometown of Philadelphia. Going out, Sidney Shelton for the Bonnies. Number 45, Jerome Spellman, is now in for St. Bonaventure.
Interesting to see Nunez in here this early.
Boy, Nunez got leveled by McNeil. Travieso shakes free. Good-looking shot and goes in.
Boy, he's been doing that a lot this year for this Mass club. Travieso, an excellent outside shooter.
He's having a fabulous start. 9 points on 4 for 4 shooting, including a 3. It's not rare that you make Shandu McNeil retreat, but they're really doing a terrific job. By the way, the officials today, Mike Sancier, Tom Scott, and David Day. 12-7, Massachusetts leading St. Bonaventure. 4 minutes plus into the first quarterfinal game here in Philly. McNeil, and count it.
Shandu getting it done. Shandu can do.
That's it. Tell you what, long line of guards from Archbishop Malloy High School in Queens, New York.
Watch McNeil again, baseline. Travieso tried to back off a little quicker. He couldn't, and McNeil got there in a hurry. One of the things you do when you're guarding a point guard with that kind of quickness, you got to back off a little bit. Maybe give him a half a step. And as good a defender as Travieso is, I'm not sure he has the quickness to keep up with this guy.
Dax Williams checks into the game, number 10.
3.5 rebounds for a guy who is 5'7", huh?
Isn't that unbelievable? That is absolutely amazing. 15:55 to go. It's UMass, number 2 in the country, with a 2-point lead as Shandu trying to cut into it for the Bonnies.
Who is that guy?
Oh, man, that's Eddie Murray. We talking the greatest switch hitter of all time.
Yeah, he looks asleep to me.
Well, he don't talk to nobody.
Maybe it's because he's tired.
Listen up, that ain't tired. That's determination. He's got the most games with switch hit home runs and a 3-time winner of the Golden Glove. He's an 8-time All-Star with the most game winning RBIs. But you know what I'm saying? With these kind of stats, man, we could be here all day. Whack that horse hide, Eddie.
Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies.
Its roomy interior can accommodate 3,000 comfortably. It boasts advanced safety features, ergonomically designed control panels, and a superior ventilation system for cleaner air. Announcing Ford Motor Company's state-of-the-art assembly plants. All the enhancements we made for the people in here may be appreciated most by the people in here. Ford, quality is job one.
The two Eastern heavyweights and likely top seeds are playing simultaneously. UConn and Seton Hall in a Big East quarterfinal game. Ray Allen, the player of the year with the miss. Kurt King, the board, beats Travis Knight down low. And Connecticut has the lead over Seton Hall in the early going. The next quarterfinal game from the Big East is up next on ESPN. Syracuse and Boston College. Now back to UMass and St. Bonaventure, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris. Dave Sims, Larry Conley here in Philadelphia. 12-10 UMass. Field goal numbers, 83%. You got to like that for UMass. Although here's Palmer. And he missed it. He was right there, but the putback by Kenny McFarland on the follow.
Smart play. Kenny McFarland following up. Never assume that your player, your teammate, is going to make a layup. Good follow by McFarland.
There's Carlton Clark into the game. Backcourt for UMass. Number 5, Travieso. And hot. Stays hot. Another three, his second of the day. It's 15-12. 12 points for Travieso, matching St. Bonaventure.
Can he shoot the basketball? I'm telling you, a stroke as pretty as anything you'll ever see. Great, great extension on that arm.
42% from overall, and then 38% from three-point range for Travieso.
Good pass by McNeil. McFarland didn't want to do anything with it down there on the baseline. I think maybe Jim Barron has told his club he wants a very patient half-court offense.
Palmer got it and drew the foul.
Talk about open court play. You've always got to find the open space on the floor. And that's exactly what happened on that play as Rashawn Palmer went right down the lane. Look at this move. Recognition, finding the opening, making the good pass, the cut, draw the foul. Good offensive networking there. Good passing, almost a good finish.
Fouls on Rigoberto Nunez, his first third-team foul for UMass, just one team foul for the Bonnies. Palmer out of Essex Catholic, New Jersey.
Had a good game against Dayton yesterday with 18 big ones.
Third team All-Atlantic 10 performer for this season.
A little whack over that right eye yesterday. He had to have that patched up a little bit.
Well, this is a fight town. It looked good down in some of the fight palaces here in Philadelphia.
All right, you're from here, aren't you, huh?
Oh, baby. There, look at this. Travieso right back. 2 passes, get a layup. Can't beat that. Travieso with 14 points. His total leading St. Bonaventure. He's doing it on 6 for 6 shooting.
Carmelo Travieso. I tell you, everybody talks about backcourts in this country, about the good sets of backcourts, and there's a number of them around the country. But these two guys here, I'll tell you what, I would have a hard time taking anybody over these two.
You're right. There's a lot of good combinations, and just in the New England region alone, I mean, you just showed highlights of Sheffer and Allen. I saw Sheffer and Allen last Saturday against Seton Hall explode, turn about an 8-point game into a 28-point game in a heartbeat. Talking about some good clubs.
Well, I mean, look at Hassan Vaughn out at Kansas. That's a great backcourt.
Robert Blackwell Jr., number 15, setting the pick right there. Just checked in. Transfer from Boston College. Cross court to Singleton. Along the baseline. Can't get it. And look at Tyrone Wiggs out of Philadelphia, the Franklin Learning Center with the rebound. Travieso finally misses. Camby keeps it alive.
Surprised you didn't get called for a foul over the back on that one. Great pass by Padilla.
Sure was. Terrific awareness, Larry. You got to love that. I mean, hey, you can make a comeback with that kind of awareness.
You got guys like that. It's always fun to play with a guy that can pass the basketball because you're always going to be alert to the fact that he can get you the ball when you get open. That's why I like Padilla's play.
Keep moving, he's going to get it. Shandu McNeil on the baseline, asking for the foul. Makes it a 4-point game.
Shandu looks like a little boxer, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Flyweight guys.
Extremely quick.
Yeah, and very strong. Very strong. Only weighs 155. You got to realize that's on a 5'7" frame.
Later on today, we're going to see George Washington. They have a 5'3" guy, Jonte Rogers, who is dynamite. Same kind of quickness, just as strong.
Hey, Dave, are we starting to see the comeback of little point guards, guys under 6 feet?
Good to see. Dante Bright back into the game, replacing Tyrone Weeks. Carlton Clark is back in, so Travieso is going to go well-deserved rest here with 13:05 to go, and UMass leading by 4.
Gets a nice hand from the faithful from UMass who made the trip down here to Philadelphia.
Boy, look at those. That's a game for a lot of guys, let alone 6 minutes and 55 seconds.
Hey, it's higher than his average. He's averaging 11 a game. He's already 3 over, and we still got 13 left to go in the first half. St. Bonaventure back into his zone defense. A 1-3-1 matchup. Good pass again. Camby didn't hold it.
Bonaventure takes over.
Pretty good job by Palmer to slap it away.
McNeil, they try to convert on UMass's 3rd turnover. Both teams with 3. How about Padilla? Look at those hands.
A little in-close boxing there.
Oh, man. I like that inside work. UMass has beaten Bonnie's twice this year. Palmer, count it. Whoa! Did he muscle his way to that one, and he's not just beating any old defender. He beat Dana Dingle.
John Calipari is upset with this call because he felt like the foul was committed before he released the ball. Let's see. Boom. One. I don't know. I would agree with the call. I think maybe he was starting up. Yeah.
Good call. Bad part for UMass. Dingle came up a little lame. They twisted the ankle just a touch.
Yeah, that's another thing about this Massachusetts club, their resiliency this year, and the fact that they've been able to play with basically 6-7 guys. They got so many minutes contributed by those first 5 guys.
That's a heck of a stat. I mean, you talk about Ironman. Palmer's got 6 points as Kenny McFarland comes back into the game, replacing Palmer. 19-18, Palmer with 6 points.
Once again, St. Bonaventure back into that 1-3-1 zone. Let's watch and see how UMass attacks this.
UMass leads the all-time series 23-9, includes 2 wins this year, 65-52 and 72-47 at UMass.
Good pass by Canby.
Dante Bright. Canby kept it alive for Dingle. Dingle counted. Dana Dingle with the putback, the foul on Shandu McNeil.
There were 2 good plays on that particular sequence. The fact that inside Marcus Canby was able to keep that ball alive by tipping it across on the other side, and then the finish. Watch the move here. The shot by Bright off. Watch Canby come across. Look at that move by Canby to the other side. The pickup by Dingle, the foul in the basket. Great play by Marcus Canby.
Gotta love it too. The lefties on the left-hand side too, Larry. A little strong on that one. And the rebound goes to Robert Blackwell. Minutemen by 3, 21-18.
Look at Padilla out top on McNeil. You think he's going to let this guy go by? Padilla's got great footwork. On defense, it's so important to be able to move your feet.
UMass in the defense. Look at the way they challenge, too. Step in by Bright. And UMass takes over. Nice step in on the help by Dante Bright. Help knock it away from Sidney Shelton. We got a timeout on the floor. 11:40 to go, first half. It's UMass leading the Bonnies, 21-18.
This is for Mr. Blanchard, who told me to make something of myself. For Miss Miller, who never let me settle for a C. For my parents, who believe in my dreams. For myself, for my future.
Be all that you can be.
That Jerry Stackhouse always had a quick first step. Man, I remember when he was just...
Take a step for daddy. Take a step for daddy.
Come on, Jack.
Oh, baby.
Welcome back, Stack.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies.
Bonnies throw a little bit of pressure at UMass. Then back into the zone.
I've often wondered how Massachusetts would respond to a press. A team that's very, very good at pressing, like Connecticut or like Kentucky.
You bet.
With that great backcourt they've got. It'll be interesting to see how they play against that.
Get it to Canby. Back to Clark. Can't get it. Canby put back. Second time, no good. Weeks battling, lost it. St. Bonaventure ball.
Well, Weeks brought it down among the minions, and McNeil was right there to grab it.
Yeah, that was a problem. I don't think Tyrone's going to make that mistake again. He knows Mr. McNeil is on the court.
Love to watch McNeil play. He's just a bullet up and down the floor. A jet.
Same high school that produced Kenny Smith, Kenny Anderson. Remember Kevin Joyce, Brian Winters, South Carolina. Jack Curran, the coach at Archbishop Malloy. We invite you to stay with us. Championship week. Play continues on ESPN. 2 p.m. The Big East quarterfinals. It's Boston College against number 13 Syracuse. That's live from Madison Square Garden in New York City right after our game. Right off the turnpike.
Good win for BC the other day. Thrust them into another round against Syracuse.
And good for Jimmy O'Brien up at BC.
Well, what a year they have had.
Padilla missed, and Palmer rebounds and then loses back to Weeks.
I think BC's been somewhat overshadowed by this Massachusetts club, particularly in the New England area up there. But Jimmy O'Brien really has done a terrific job in that league.
UMass beat BC in a really well-played, hard-fought game. Shelton going to leave it for McNeil. Turnover number 4 for UMass. Palmer. Look at the defense. Just harass. Give it up. And here's Padilla. And he hammers it home. Edgar Padilla. 7 turnovers by the Bonnies. And UMass doing a good job, Larry, of converting. 23-18 Minutemen.
Padilla in his return to the defensive end of the floor turn and looked at John Calipari, pointed at himself, and he says, I think I need a blow, coach.
UMass has scored 6 points over turnovers. Padilla got a piece of that. Let's see. UMass ball. So Padilla, right before he goes down to catch a blow, disrupts Bonaventure one more time. Travieso comes back into the game, and Enos Norville comes in for the Minutemen.
Dave, I always like players who tell me if I'm a coach that I'm tired, that I really need to come out of the game. Don't play tired. Give me a chance to come back in there, give me a minute or two, a little bit of a rest, and I'm right back there again.
A lot to be said for that. Norville, big fella inside, posting up. Turns with the one hand. Enos Norville out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Makes it 25-18, 6-0 run for the Minutemen.
Chance for John Calipari maybe to take a look at a couple of guys that haven't played a whole lot this year. Norville being one of them.
John goes out to congratulate his club. Jimmy Barron says, enough, I need a 20-second timeout to discuss some things. They have got to stop this run here. Doing a good job, UMass, is getting the ball inside, Larry.
Well, Barron's done a nice job of playing this Mass club to this point anyway. Watch the good maneuver in here. Well, Norville with that little turnaround, good position with the body, and he's got a good one to use at 225.
Larry, you're all over the country seeing games. Is the jump hook or the hook shot, the A1 pure hook shot, is it on the way back, do you think?
Not really. I mean, I haven't seen it that much. I still see a couple of guys that do it and work on it. If you've got a guy 6'8" or bigger, I think it's a great shot, frankly. But the defenses are so quick today. It takes a little while to get set up to shoot that thing. And guys collapse on you so quickly, particularly the good teams. They don't allow you to get in position to make that shot.
But the jump hook is sort of, the 45 version of the 78, if you will. It's actually, the reverse. It's the 78 version. Get off a little bit quicker. Remember, Bernard King used to have that.
Oh, he was terrific.
And do McNeil for the triple, his first of the day.
Good screen outside, and the little guy bombs again.
Goes up, tied up. Possession arrow favoring the Bonnies.
Now, Dave, just a few moments ago, we saw Weeks bring the ball down. Norville brought it down. He lost it now on a jump ball. Alternate possession gives the ball back to the Bonnies. If you've got a strong body like that, go strong. Go up big.
Later on today, when we see George Washington, you'll see a lot of that with Alexander Poole. He will not make that mistake too often.
When he walked on the floor out here, I couldn't believe the size of that man. Wow.
He's something. Him later on today. Number 52, Mark Stone is in the game for the Bonnies.
Another club's done well this year. Mike Jarvis.
McNeil. And taking over is Norville. The missed shot by Spellman. Boy, that defense got on him. 4-point lead for UMass. Clark. Second three he's attempted. 0 for 2.
Hey, St. Bonaventure now with a chance to get it within 2 with a deuce and within a single digit with a tray. Mass continues to play their man-to-man. Travieso now has the responsibility outside for McNeil.
McFarland with the ball. Clark, and let's see. They get Clark for the foul. TV timeout, 8 minutes to go. 4-point lead for John Calipari's Minutemen. We'll be back to Philly right after this.
Uh-oh.
Very well against Travis Knight.
What a year Knight has has had, huh? Everybody talks about Allen, but I tell you, Knight's been a big contributor to Clint Hazelton.
Turnover by Spellman, and Canby was there to eat the shot in the event the whistle had not blown. No, you're right about Knight. He's done a lot of good things for him. They're going to miss him when he moves on. Canby's been quiet. 2 points here in the first half. 3 rebounds. We go to Canby right here against Skona. The fade. High arching and scoring.
What did you do? Did you say something to him when he walked out here?
I didn't say a word. Just so happened. Check the numbers, and all of a sudden, bingo.
It's like it was on cue. And again, once again, it's 2 baskets, interestingly enough, have been facing up.
That's
on
right.
The left side. And Bonaventure a little bit more patient this time down the floor. I'd put the hands in McNeil and let him take the ball.
Palmer draws a double team. It goes out of bounds on Dante Bright. Tell you what, Palmer gets it on the low blocks. He's got Dingle, Bright, and Canby saying hello. Push the 5-second clock. Here's Shandru McNeil. All academic Atlantic 10 turns it over. Padilla, did he get away with a step? Maybe. Travieso going to get it to the big guy. He was out of position. Right to Palmer, turned it over, and Palmer gets a freebie.
Let me tell you something. Dante Bright almost made a big mistake. If he had been able to grab Palmer's shirt, it would have been an intentional foul and the ball. He just missed him at midcourt. And thank goodness he did it, because I think John Calipari would have been all over.
You got that right. Palmer's breakaway speed made that happen. 4-point lead for UMass. Skona with the foul, his first.
Yeah, they're starting to get the ball down inside a lot more to Marcus Canby now.
You're absolutely right, though. Calipari would have been ballistic on that play.
I mean, let him have the layup, you know. Don't give him the basketball and 2 free throws, too.
Not in a 4-point game, 6:10 to go. Here's Padilla. He got fouled. And McNeil got him his second. He's going to put Edgar Padilla on the free throw line. Jimmy Barron keeping his club right in this game. 6:08 to go in the first half. Edgar Padilla is going to go to the line. Everybody knows this story. Padilla and Travieso, born in Puerto Rico, same date, May 9, 1975. What a backcourt. And these guys, their apprenticeship the last couple of years at Derek Kellogg, Mike Williams have done a good job in the backcourt for UMass. Dingle trying to bail him out, and Palmer rebounds for the Bonnies. Bonnie's down by 5. McNeil turned it over. Double dribble.
Yeah, it was a double dribble.
11 turnovers for St. Bonaventure. The Bonnie's averaging 13 a game. Not a good sign here with 6 minutes to 5:59 to go. Padilla, Dingle, Canby, Bright, and Travieso, the starters for UMass. Dante Bright, a little short. Dingle's right there to put it in. What a combination, Dingle and Bright.
Yeah, they really are. Two of the better guys. You talk about some good bookends. I call them, it's basically a club sandwich inside. A thin slice of high-grade cheese, and it's Canby between a pair of thick cuts of ham.
There you go. Huh? Very effective, too. Look at the steal by Padilla. He's got numbers. McNeil's the only guy back and lets him go. And Padilla converts on another turnover. 12 now for the Bonnies, and it's a 32-23 UMass lead. And Jim Barron does the right thing right here. He calls a timeout. We'll return to Philadelphia. A-10 action, quarterfinals in a moment.
Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies!
UMass on a 7-0 run. Bonaventure needs an answer here to cut into it, down by 9. Up top, a little short, is Jerry McFarland. UMass back in a hurry. The starting lineup earned some honors this year. Canby, of course, Player of the Year candidate. First team All-Atlantic 10. They get it inside to Bright. Lost at Schooner. Influenced that one. And how about this? Oh, Travieso turned it right back. Well, Padilla was there for the save, and they gave it right back.
It's very rare to see Travieso lose the basketball like that. Just a little lack of concentration. Padilla and Travieso have done a nice job on the deal today, even though he's been pretty effective. I think trading him off was a good, smart move by John Calipari. Tough to keep up with McNeil because of his quickness.
Schooner throws it away, trying to dump it down to McFarland. Another turnover. It's the 13th for St. Bonaventure. John Calipari goes to Tyrone Weeks coming back into the game. Comes in to get Dante Bright. Talking about the honors in the postseason, Dingle made third team All-A-10, second team All-10, A-10 for Padilla and Travieso, and Canby, of course, Player of the Year in the Atlantic 10. Here he is with another one. Alan Q again, second time.
I'm beginning to wonder about this. Every time you mention his name, he pops up and does something, huh?
I mean no offense to the folks in Olean, New York. 11-point lead, the biggest of the afternoon for UMass. Well, McNeil turns to look and nothing's there. Palmer pulls up, line drive, a little too strong. Dingle
altered a little bit by Canby.
Travieso, could be a layup for him, and it is.
Such a good shooter. You know what, when you got a guy with that much quickness, he's such a threat to break to the basket quickly. You have to play off a little bit. All he needs is a little daylight, and it's going up, and it usually goes in.
A couple of minutes ago, this was a 25-21 ball game. UMass got a lot of answers.
And that man began to stretch it out now.
Canby thought he had a steal against Schooner. 11-2 run by the Minutemen. They're forcing UMass farther away from the basket. They're going to be in your lap soon, Larry. 6 on the shot clock. Palmer got to go. Gets an opening. Challenged, hit, and will shoot 2. Tyrone Weeks with the foul. For Tyrone, that's his first.
Once again, Palmer finding that opening underneath and went straight and hard to the basket. He did this against Canby earlier. This time he goes inside. Might have gotten away with a walk that time. The jump stop is legal as long as you start from 2 feet. When you take 1 step and then 2 feet again, boom, it's called traveling. Still not sure about that play. I talked to officials a great deal about that.
I'm sure you do, because I know last year you were rolling. Last night, rather, you were rolling on that.
I think guys, when they come down, if they don't come down with both feet, it's traveling. So if 1 foot hits before the other does, and that's hard to see. Very, very difficult to see.
Good trip for Palmer.
Now, my pet peeve is palming. I'm on palming right now.
Okay. 36-25. Travieso one more time, and he hits it. A triple. I think they have to guard him at some point.
Wow. Just a great player.
He's got 19 points, 3 threes.
See, Dave, this is what they do to him. I mean, Travieso steps up. He's averaging 11 a game. Very capable of getting 30, as is Canby, as is any of these guys.
That's right.
Actually.
Travieso shooting 8 for 9. A little short there, run down. Who's going to get it? We'll stay right here as Sidney Shelton helped keep it alive, but it went out on Tyrone Weeks, number 34 for UMass.
Weeks actually picked the basketball up, and I think his right foot was out of bounds.
John Calipari calls a 20-second timeout with 2:22 to go here in the first half. Xavier and Temple to follow here at the Civic Center Convention Hall. Other scores, this from the Big East. And UConn, 10-point lead. Only other game going on. That's Peter Leocoris, the president of Temple University on the left. Bill Cosby, of course, on the right. Bill, his undergraduate degree from Temple, postgraduate degree from UMass.
Also a very large contributor, I might add, to Temple University.
Yes, indeed.
That's why he's being courted right now.
He and Peter have a
good
great
friends.
relationship.
Yeah, they are.
Go
They're really
way
good friends.
back.
Yeah. In fact, you and I were here about 3 years ago as we take a look at what's going to come up at halftime.
That's right. Coming up at halftime, you've got Chris Fowler, Digger, and Dick. Our halftime show here at ESPN. We did a Temple-Cincy game here about 3 years ago.
Sure did.
Temple Temple had an offensive club at that point, and I remember they did a number on Cincinnati. I know Coach Cosby sat in with us for the better part of the second half. He was unbelievable. Travieso steal, and Dingle takes over.
I think the thing that was funny about it was the fact he sat down with us, and he was going to stay one set, stay the second set. And they said, well, Bill, thanks for stopping by. He said, hey, man, I'm not leaving. You got better seats than I got.
That was great. I remember that. The turnover by Tyrone Weeks, the 9th for UMass. Calipari's club averaging just over 12 a game. Yeah, but Mr. Cosby can talk just a little bit, huh?
Yes.
39-25 UMass, under 2 minutes to go.
A little silent the last couple of minutes.
Sure has. Got one up over everybody. Weeks brought it down. He got in trouble again. He put the ball on the floor, but he was fouled.
Well, the one thing you're going to do if you're a Massachusetts inside player is the first thing you got to do is outlet the ball, because you've got 2 of the better guards in the country at handling it. Put it in the hands of Padilla and Travieso and let them bring it down the floor. McNeil with the misses. Camby once again alters the shot. Weeks with a good strong rebound. Look, find the guards. Get it out of there. Don't play around with it. He drew the foul inside, but Mass gets it back.
Tyrone also takes a seat. You see him there, top of your screen. Dante Bright is back in for the final minute 33. UMass on the boards, dominating 14-6, leading by 14 on the scoreboard, and a foul before the shot.
Spellman had his hands all over Camby. He couldn't go anywhere.
Travieso has been the offensive story for UMass. He's got 19 points. Oh, Dingle saw the opening, got excited and lost the handle. McNeil and Padilla takes over.
No reset on the shot clock that time. I thought maybe St. Bonaventure might have been credited with a possession, but the officials didn't think so.
Camby with the fade. No strong that time, and rebound to McFarland. Boy, McFarland met by Padilla in a heartbeat. Wasn't he? McNeil lets it rip. McFarland rebound, had it taken away. Padilla. Travieso stops, pops, and can't get it this time. Kept alive by Camby. Dingle was open on the baseline. Dante Bright didn't see him. 40 seconds to go. Here in the first half, UMass by 14.
Dave, how many times have we seen Marcus Camby do something today that will not show up on the stat sheet tomorrow?
Travieso, a rare miss.
His altering shots, his ability to keep the ball in play. I mean, there's just so many things having a guy like him around that he just contributes to this team.
Under 20 seconds to go. Bonaventure down by 14 here in the A-10 quarterfinals, first game of the day. Shot clock turned off, 8 seconds. Travieso has done a great job with McNeil, as everybody has. They get Palmer. Palmer pulls up, short, and that'll do it. A good defensive stand by UMass this last 41 seconds after the Travieso miss. But what a first half. He didn't miss often. Only 3 times in the first half. 8-4-11. UMass goes to the first half break. Up by 14. We send you to our halftime festivities. Chris Fowler, Digger Fowler.
Gotta look good, gotta look bad, gotta look cool, can't look like a fool. Gotta get pumped, gotta look tough, gotta take off, gotta check out the stuff.
Gotta go to Moe's. Gotta go to Moe's, yeah. Gotta go to Moe's. Gotta go to Moe's.
The common shark. It's powerful. It's agile. It's aggressive. And most of all, it's jealous. Presenting the new Tiger Sharks. Everything else is just bait.
Championship week continues tonight. Providence and Nova, Digger.
Well, I think Providence is ready. They beat Georgetown a week ago. They smell it. And Pete Gillen is an excellent tournament coach. We saw that when he was at Xavier.
On ESPN2 tonight, the North Atlantic Conference Championship game, Boston University and Drexel, actually at 5 o'clock Eastern time for the automatic bid. And then Miami and Georgetown at 7 o'clock, St. Joe's and GW at 9 o'clock. Dick?
Well, you know, you talk about Georgetown, won 5 of their last 6, only lost to Providence. They played brilliantly in a 48-hour period when they blew out Memphis and Connecticut. They are dynamite.
We'll keep tracking scores, but back to Philly after this.
At Radio Shack, we carry thousands of electronic parts and accessories. Accessories that make what you already own work better, sound better, play better.
Help! Help!
Just tell us what you need.
Help!
We've even got those hard-to-get items. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Stay cool.
When it broke, he didn't make her wait a week to look at it or give her the runaround about a missing part. He just fixed it right the first time and for a very reasonable price. And that's pretty much the way ASC certified technician Wes Schaefer and everyone at Pep Boys does business. For service and repairs the way you deserve it, day or night, even on Sundays, come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
It all comes down to this, the final game.
How does Shaquille O'Neal get fired up for a game? With the scorching new 4-alarm double-decker taco from Taco Bell. It's the hottest new way to bring soft and crunchy together in one big fiery taste. The new 4-alarm double-decker taco, only at Taco Bell.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
14-point advantage for the #2 team in the country, the Minutemen of UMass over the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure here at Philadelphia Civic Center Convention Hall. Dave Sims and Larry Connolly. And Larry, it's been all about the guards, and one guard in particular for UMass.
Well, I mean, one's been scoring, the other one's been stealing. That's what we've seen here in the first half. And we're going to take a look at the highlights of the first half. Once again, watch Edgar Padilla come up with the basketball. This is 1 of 3 steals that he had in the first half, converting it into a basket. Always looking for a teammate. He took this one on his own. Carmelo Travieso had a terrific first half, particularly in his shooting. He had 3 3-point field goals, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. This was one of them. And again, a good pass to get the ball in his hands where they want him shooting from there. On the other end, for St. Bonaventure, obviously Rashawn Palmer was the guy that got it done from a scoring standpoint. This was a good move down the lane. He had 10 in the first half, but his game was not all good. That was the offensive part of it when he got 10 points.
Take a look at the stats. UMass shooting real well, 57%, out rebounding. Look at the points off of turnovers, 16 points to 7.
Dave, I want to make a quick point. St. Bonaventure had 14 turnovers in that first half, and unbelievably, Palmer had 8 of them. One player with 8 turnovers.
And here's a turnover by UMass. Dante Bright traveled. It'll be St. Bonaventure ball.
Can you imagine looking at the stat sheet at halftime? If you're a coach, look up and see one player with 8 turnovers.
Be painful. I don't know if there's a shot that could get you well in a hurry either. Boy, that is a lot. Bonaventure led once, 2-0. All UMass since then, and Palmer turns it over. Another one for Rashawn Palmer out of Newark, New Jersey.
Let me get this straight now. Triple doubles. If it's points or rebounds, do you count steals too?
Very interesting. Very interesting. Travieso, Padilla, Camby, Dingle, and Bright starting the second half for UMass. Camby turns. Little short, good defense by St. Bonaventure. McNeil, 3-on-3, gets it to Palmer.
Good job by UMass getting back on defense again. Another one of their strengths. transition in defense. They just don't allow you to get easy shots.
Palmer, McNeil, McFarland, Singleton, all in the game now for St. Bonaventure, starting here in the second half.
They would tell you another good halftime stat, the fact that Dante Bright did not score in the first half. He's been averaging 14 a game.
A block by Padilla sends off Travieso, and he scores from the left side. So that's backcourt getting it done. It's 21 points for Carmelo Travieso.
Nice to know you can pick up any one of these 5 guys that can jump up and get 25 for you any night. Looks like Travieso is going to do it here this afternoon.
41-25 UMass over St. Bonaventure.
Nice pass.
Inside, Palmer blocked by Bright.
Well, nice to know that his defensive game isn't suffering because his offensive game is. Good block on the inside and a nice cut by Palmer.
Sure was. Number 1 in block shots, UMass, 6.17 per game. Back up and good.
Shelton? Yeah.
Sidney Shelton.
Wow. Nice rebound.
Padilla in a transition. Travieso wide open. A little strong on that one. Kept alive by Kimby, but right to McNeil. McNeil tried to go diagonal pass and had it knocked down by Padilla. Boy, Padilla is bothering the daylights out of McNeil and takes it away. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds, but what a defensive sequence by Edgar Padilla.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. His ability and his footwork on the defensive end make this match club so tough on the defense on the perimeter. Look at McNeil, one of the fastest players in this league. Padilla's all over him. He saw the opportunity to swipe and almost got away with it and stepped out of bounds as he was heading up floor.
Boy, most times McNeil is showing the ball with the right hand and that much air between the defenders. There's no way the guy's going to close it down, and he did. Nice spin. Palmer blocked by Camby, but a foul. Good work inside by Rashawn Palmer. Second foul on Camby.
Hey, one thing about Palmer, he really shows no fear when he goes inside with the basketball. He's got strength, he's got power. He went right at one of the best shot blockers in the country.
Good sportsmanship right there. Palmer came out of that little, the contact there, thinking he got extra bump there. But Dante Bright, all part of the game, went over, gave him 5, and everybody's a little cooled off. You could see Palmer's body language. He got all tense and everything, and then Bright came over and extended his arm, and everything was fine.
Always nice to kind of be as an intermediary, kind of, it's okay, slow down, take it easy.
Yeah. Hey, play hard, have fun, don't get out of control. 41-29, UMass. Good battle inside Camby against 35, Sidney Shelton, and in fact, too much of a battle right there. They get Shelton for the extra bump. His first.
It's so difficult to guard Marcus Camby when he's inside like that. I mean, you have a choice to make. You confront him, which you can do, then they lob over you. If you play behind him, then they get it to him inside, and he faces up so well.
Dingo! Boy, he set a pick roll to the paint, and got an easy one.
Travieso with the pass. Nice look.
Boy, I tell you what, they have game. I mean, they have game. 43-29.
One thing John Calipari's been able to do with this club is he has really sold them on good man-to-man half-court defense.
Yes, indeed. Baseline, Camby shuts off the man. And we get a foul. It's on Camby. Singleton drove the baseline, and Camby picks up his third.
We showed you the first half about team defense. Watch Padilla. He got beat right here on a nice move to the baseline. Camby comes over and tries to help him. A little too late. So while Dante Bright was able to help Camby in the first half, Camby was not able to return the favor on the other end on the baseline for Padilla.
A couple of quick fouls on Camby. 3 minutes into the second half, he has 3 fouls.
Dave, you know, one of the things you and I always look at when we look at all these sheets of paper that we look at when we get preparing for a game.
You mean all these trees?
All the trees, yeah. The one thing that stood out to me, and I'm not looking at points, rebounds, or shooting, Edgar Padilla has played 1,070 minutes this year, and Carmelo Travieso 1,053, both of them coming into this game. That is incredible. I mean, you got 2 guys out there playing over 1,000 minutes in a season.
Singleton with a couple from the line. Tyrone Weeks comes in to pick up Camby. Yeah, you look at Travieso. His first year, he played 176 minutes. His second year, 436. He sat out only 127 minutes coming into this game. foul against number 30, James Singleton. That's his first. Second team foul against the Bonnies.
Yeah, St. Bonaventure with a little press this time, trying to turn it up defensively to get Massachusetts to turn the ball back over, which is what St. Bonaventure did to UMass in the first half. And there's the foul. Padilla yelled at Travieso, give me the ball. Go set up. We're going to get it back to you.
Dingle. And Travieso to try to get it to Weeks, and they do. Tyrone. Boy, put it down low, and everybody gets a chance. But a foul. What a break for UMass. It's on Palmer. Second foul on Rashawn Palmer.
I know this sounds redundant, but let me say it again. You're right. Don't bring the ball down on the floor where other people can get to it. If you get surrounded, get the ball back out to a good set of guards and let them handle it.
43-31. UMass in the lead. Minutemen just taking their time. Dante Bright, 4-point opportunity. A foul by Singleton, his second. And boy, did that play right into the hands of UMass. Bury a triple and get a chance for 4. My goodness.
Well, Jim Barron obviously not very pleased with this play. I guess maybe Dante Bright wants to wait until he really gets everyone focused on him to get his first basket of the afternoon. And that was a big one, a chance for a 4-point play.
15-point lead, make it 16. Boy, if you told somebody that UMass would be this far in front and he'd only have 4 points, you got to be kidding me.
Well, once again, I mean, it's the ability of this club that really points out their diversity, their ability to have one guy or two guys step up any night or any afternoon.
With the defense being a constant. Palmer trying to get something back. Drew attention and a foul on Dante Bright. He doesn't believe it. He thought that Palmer had gotten by. The second foul on Dante.
No, David, that's a good point you just made. The one consistent factor in the Mass game is the fact that their defense is always present. And it always makes it tough on you. They're always giving you a little shot here. They're pushing you out a little bit more. They got good strength inside. They've got shot blockers. They got quickness on the perimeter. So that is the one constant, I think, that put these Mass Minutemen right into that Final Four.
James Singleton takes a seat. Dak Williams, number 10, is in. Sean Palmer racking up some numbers here. A lot of plus and a lot of negative. He had 8 turnovers in the first half. Second offering from the line. Doesn't get it to roll. Travieso takes it down. Dante Bright pulls up. A little short. Tyrone Weeks right back up. He got fouled. That time, Tyrone made no doubt about it. He went right back up.
He says, this ball will not get below my nose. It will stay above my nose from now on. Coming off, good strong rebound. Did get it down to the belly button a little bit, but still got fouled. He was a little quicker going back up with it that time.
Yes, he was. Blackwell. Robert Blackwell picked up the foul. For Weeks at the line, 73% on the season. In high school, Franklin Learning Center here in Philadelphia, high school number, his senior year numbers, 25 and 20. 25 points and 20 boards. My goodness.
That'll draw a lot of attention.
Yeah. 16-point margin again for the Minutemen. 4 minutes into the second half. This is Dak Williams. McNeil, quick shot, back rim. Nicely put back by 45. That's Jerome Spellman.
By the guy off the bench with 48 blocks. In fact, he's 4th in this league in block shots.
It's impressive. Here's Weeks and had it go off his fingertips. McNeil coming back for the Bonnies. Dak Williams. Tyrone Weeks. Must stay. Bonaventure ball. They say that Tyrone Weeks knocked it out of bounds. TV timeout. UMass controlling this one in the A-10 quarterfinals in Philadelphia.
Because of its remarkable clarity, Cellular One is the nation's #1 cellular service, clear across America.
So, how's everyone's day? Great. Oh, Debbie, how's the cheerleading going? You're kidding me. What was that, honey?
Residence Inn is the next best thing to home.
Well, if you say so.
But it's not home.
What?
That's why it's a good idea to use the AT&T True Choice calling card. It's an easy way to stay in touch with your family.
Did I mention how great you look tonight?
Call soon, okay? Residence Inn by Marriott, the next best thing to home.
Wayne Winfield and Ron Williams were two of the most heavily recruited high school kids in the country. Of course, it wasn't for their game. It was for their minds. And thanks to the Navy College Fund and the Montgomery GI Bill, they have a chance to really use them because they can earn up to $30,000 for college. So, even if the NBA isn't in their future,
I guess that's game.
A BA is. For more information, call 1-800-USA-Navy.
UConn is the top seed in the Big East tournament for the 3rd straight year. They figure it's about time they won it. They're starting to pull away from Seton Hall in that quarterfinal game. The script, the beautiful chemistry of the backcourt, Shepard to Allen, and the lead right now for UConn is 15. Guys?
There's one dynamic backcourt. We've got one here, Chris. Dave Sims, Larry Conley. UMass leading St. Bonaventure by 14. We want to keep you in mind here, or you keep in mind, that we've got the men's tournament selection special, 6:27 p.m. Eastern time, hosted by Chris Fowler, Jake Vitale, Digger Phelps will be an analyst, and then the NCAA women's selection special. That'll be fun, too. We'll see where everybody's going. The 64-team analysis and profile on ESPN. Push off, got away with it, a little strong with that shot is Jerome Spellman. Padilla in a hurry. Nice lead, you bet. Dante Bright finishes a good-looking break by UMass.
You know what was nice about that pass? Not even the recognition of the player being there, just the ability to flip it. It's there, it's the basket. Edgar Padilla. Oh, what a good guard.
9 assists for Edgar. You're gonna like that too, Wayne. Dante caught it, and all he had to do was take a step up and make it.
He did a good pass, being able to deliver the ball in the right spot at the right time.
Palmer's going to try to ignite for Bonaventure. Enos Norval, boy, there's a lot of young men right there. That was a battle between Spellman and Enos Norval, number 50. UMass going to take it. Sidney Shelton is back into the game to pick up Jerome Spellman. And also coming back into the game is James Singleton. Zach Williams will take a seat. Shandu McNeil, Palmer, Singleton, Shelton, and Robert Blackwell. Dana Dingle trapped.
Nice trap out there by St. Bonaventure.
Treviese.
Look at all 5 guys were right in front of the scorer's table there.
And timeout. Treviese called a 20-second timeout as UMass was in deep trouble on the sideline near its bench.
Dave, it's not often you find a convention being gathered here in front of the scorer's table. Look at this. There are 2 there. Now look at the other 3 come in. Look, all 5 of them right there. It's amazing. All they had to do was look up. Somebody had to be wide open. Treviese was trying to find somebody. Couldn't get rid of the ball.
We got 14:20 to go in the ball game, and UMass in command, leading by 16.
Speaking of conventions, they've had a few in this old building, haven't they?
Yes, they have. This building built in 1927. They had the 48th Democratic National Convention here. A guy named Truman was nominated. Pride of Missouri. Independence, Missouri. Got a foul against Treviese. He gave it up. James Singleton did a good job defensively, and then Treviese with the foul. For Carmelo. Oh, it's first. Check that as second. Treviese will get a rest. Carlton Clark is back into the game.
So Padilla now has the responsibility for McNeil. Good screen on the outside by Blackwell to try to free him.
UMass with Clark, Padilla, Wright, Dingle, and Norval on the floor. Shelton trying to operate. Norval shoved him in the back. So Enos picks up a foul. That is the 5th team foul for Calipari's ball club.
His first personal foul was Gene Smith.
Dingle has some blood, yeah.
So he'll have to get that taken care of.
David Day, the official, escorting Dana Dingle over to John Calipari's bench. And now the trainer will get into his magic bag over there to try to correct whatever the problem is.
It's probably just a scratch on the hand. Just got to get it covered up. Going to bring Marcus Camby back in. Camby picked up his 3rd foul at the 17-minute mark.
He's a pretty good guy to bring off the bench.
Yeah. if you're the opposition.
I mean, if you have to reach down and grab somebody off the bench, we'll grab him.
That's what you come in with? Oh, very nice. Up and over the top. James Singleton with the 3. So UMass with a chance to extend on this lead, which is already at 16.
Again, half-court trap by St. Bonaventure. This time they handle it by putting Camby in the middle. Good pressure valve release.
Clark, Norval, nice steal, but he couldn't contain it. Fine job by James Singleton along the baseline. Henry McFarland's back in. Blackwell takes a seat for the Bonnies. Clark to inbound for UMass. Give it to Padilla.
St. Bonaventure in a 1-3-1. They're going to match up out of this. You see McNeil on the point. Sidney Shelton in the middle of it.
Camby. Clark. Too much on that one. Rebound to Sidney Shelton. Bonaventure needs to warm up a little bit here, Larry. They're shooting just 2 for 10 from the field. That'll help big time with a triple there by Shandu McNeil.
They're within 13 now. They're still within striking distance. A lot of time. 13 minutes left to go. Padilla with a good split that time of the press. Bad pass.
Padilla had it picked off by McNeil. Padilla has done a great job on Shandu McNeil. Palmer forces the issue and draws a foul. It's on Charlton Clark.
We have a couple of things as we watch the second half unfold here. I've seen St. Bonaventure begin to pick it up a little bit. At least offensively they have. And you see the steal right there as Padilla loses the basketball. McNeil, Padilla on a merry-go-round, trying to chase around McNeil and come up with the ball. Palmer with a good strong move down inside, drawing the foul. St. Bonaventure showing a little bit of grit right now.
Clark didn't get a lot of Palmer, but called for the foul nevertheless. Dingle has his finger and wrist wrapped up. He's back in the game, as is Travieso. And Padilla getting a well-earned rest. John Palmer has been a major focal point for the Bonnies this afternoon. Bring Dak Williams back into the game. Palmer's going to get a blow.
Williams a pretty good defender, also a good passer. He had 4 assists against Dayton yesterday in a very limited playing role.
Here's the press, and Clark right in the corner, right where Bonnie's wants him. But they get it to Travieso. Travieso in a hurry. Fades back. Can't get it, but Bright is there and a foul. Travieso, boy, missed an 8-footer, but Dante Bright is right there to convert it.
Bright having a much better second half. Since he didn't score in the first half, anything would be better. He's having a good shooting half. Travieso, I was kind of wondering why. Obviously, that's a shot that he can make, but Camby available for the lob, did not get it. Bright with the stick back.
Offensive numbers, UMass dominating there. 3-point play by Dante Bright. Bright 9 points, all here in the second half. Palmer got a chance to catch his breath for about a minute at that. And he's back into the game. 53-39 UMass. Number 2 team in the nation. Exerting itself. Doing a good job. McFarland over to Palmer. He's guarded by Dante Bright. That's Tell you what, I don't envy Palmer there.
Look at that defensive mass pushing them out. McNeil trying to get inside.
Oh, sent back. First row. Make that second row. Second black by Canby. So the paint has been closed to Shandu McNeil with 12 minutes to go. Marcus Canby emphatically sending a message.
Today's internet topic.
What would you do to change the world?
End hunger. Everyone gets a house. Teach people to read. Share your lunch. I would teach people a new language. Plant a tree. Make music. Make peace.
Today, more students are using Apple Macintosh to share ideas on the internet than any other computer.
What would you do?
If you lose, you have no one to blame but me.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
The Trooper Limited from Isuzu is thoughtfully equipped with stuff like dual airbags and extra skid plates, so that you're always prepared no matter where you go.
You may already be a $10 million winner.
Even if it's just down to the corner and back.
Louisville closed the regular season with 3 straight losses, playing Tulane today in a quarterfinal game of the Conference USA tournament in the Pyramid. Off the miss, Cardinals pushing the ball. Samaki Walker to DeJuan Wheat to Alvin Simmons, who throws it down. Tulane won the regular season meeting, but it's the Cardinals by 4. Back to Philly.
Thank you, Chris. 53-39, UMass leading here. 12-minute mark in championship week today. We've got some good action coming up right here from Convention Hall, Civic Center in Philly. It's Xavier against Temple. That's a 2 p.m. Eastern time start. And then right around the corner here in Philadelphia, the North Atlantic Championship. BU is at Drexel. All today, 5 p.m. Eastern on the Deuce.
Dave, I can't believe they didn't ask us to go over and do that game. I could have just gone over there.
James Singleton hit a 3. Well, they do love the basketball here in Philadelphia.
Well, you're not kidding. One of the great basketball cities of America.
Indeed.
Great history.
Canby got it in. He got fouled. Well, he was going for the big stuff. He got bumped just a little bit, but he converts it.
I think Bonaventure again with good half-court defense, but they couldn't shut down the inside play of Marcus Camby. Good pass in there by Dante Bright, delivering. We'll see Bonaventure's pulling out all the stops to try to get back into this one. They have not been intimidated by Mass today.
McFarland picked up the foul, his second. Canby, scoring-wise, 8 points today. It's only his first field goal of the second half.
I've noticed all year long in watching him play that he really gets a lot of arc on his ball.
Yeah.
A lot of error underneath of it. It's a good-looking shot. Look at that. Did you see Palmer throw it off the back of Dingle?
That was a good play.
He couldn't get it in, so he hit it off his backside. Oh, that was smart.
Good play. Look at Padilla, got a hand on it. Boy, Padilla's all over the place. He's just buzzing all over.
McNeil by himself out there. Now they're trying to find an opening inside if they can and try to get Canby away from the basket.
Palmer. That shot influenced. Dingle breaks out. Padilla. Good look inside to Dante Bright. And they're going to stay right here. Jerome Spellman is back in the game, number 45. Sidney Shelton departs. Flowing nice and easy for UMass here. 11 minutes to go in the ball game. 56-42. Minutemen leading. St. Bonaventure.
St. Bonaventure into that zone defense. Canby right in the middle of it.
Canby with the lead by Dingle.
Dave, you know, that's such a great offense. Just simply hand the ball to Canby 8 feet from the basket and let him go up with it. If you're going to be a zone defense, you're going to have to react to the guy in the middle. St. Bonaventure didn't, and Canby just put it in the bottom of the net.
Matching the biggest lead, 16 points. Well, here's a game where McNeil's quickness has not been a plus because he just hasn't been able to get by people, and they call St. Bonaventure's Henry McFarland for the charge. Third foul on Henry. Check that on Kenny, my mistake.
Obviously, Jim Barron's not very pleased at all with that call.
Boy, UMass hung tough on that baseline. Nunez came in to get Dante Bright. UMass doing whatever it wants here in Philadelphia at the quarterfinals.
Canby trying to work himself open underneath.
Padilla, Travieso shakes free. Had a block. Good looking block by McFarland. Tipped down, but Palmer takes over for St. Bonaventure. Shandu McNeil, 11 points, 3 here in the second half.
Travieso's with him every step of the way.
Good battle with Dingle and Palmer. Palmer number 5, Dingle number 3 for UMass. 8 on the shot clock. McNeil, boy, went into the forest, got it off the rim, and rebound by Dingle. Off the back of Travieso. Bodies all over. And 9:20 to go. 16-point lead for UMass. Let's go to Bristol and Chris Fowler.
Dave, thanks. When we're done, we'll go to New York for the Big East. That man huddled against the nasty weather is BC coach Jim O'Brien. His Eagles try to weather the storm against Syracuse. Coming up next. Back to you guys.
All right, Jimmy O entering the Garden. He's had a good year. Beat Pitt yesterday. We talked about earlier, Larry. That should get him into the NCAA tournament. Foul off the ball.
You know what we could do? You and I could ride the train up, watch a couple of games, and turn around and come back tonight and do the game at 9:30 tonight. Huh?
You bet. A lot of good basketball within a 2-hour ride. Spellman picks up his second foul.
We all talk about March Madness, and it really begins the first week of March with all of these tournaments going on around the country and trying to determine, in some instances, who is the conference champion, as some leagues let the season determine who the champion is. Others will take the champion of the tournament.
Interesting you mentioned that. I was at the Penn-Princeton game a couple of nights ago, and Penn beat Princeton to force a tie. Penn beat Princeton twice this year, but they're still going to play it off. They finished 12-2 in the Ivy League. They're going to play it off Saturday at Lehigh. The winner of that game will be Ivy League champion and go to the NCAA tournament. Dingle to the line. St. Bonaventure 9-team fouls, 6 for UMass. Dingle misses the front end. He's got 7 points and 7 rebounds. Oh, they had a man wide open breaking down court. That was Kenny McFarland. Couldn't get it to him. Dingle, terrific defender going against Palmer. Palmer's had to work for every point, Larry.
They've made it tough. In fact, they've made it tough on this whole St. Bonaventure club today.
Look at that rebound taken down by Rigoberto Nunez. 3 seasons a walk-on, picked up a scholarship this year. Lob it down low. Can be blocked. Good-looking block by Spellman, but he gets it to Nunez, and Nunez turns it over with the travel.
How about the block on the inside by Spellman? I told you he was 4th in this league in blocked shots. He just picked up his 49th, and that's one he'll talk about for a while.
Oh, yes, he will. Nunez takes a seat, as does Canby. So Enos Norval back into the game. Dingle, Bright, Norval, Travieso, and Padilla for UMass. McNeil, Palmer, Sidney Shelton, Dak Williams, and Jerome Spellman for the Bonnies. Dak Williams had that shot blocked. I think Padilla got a piece of that.
He did indeed.
Yeah, he got a piece of that one, so it'll remain Bonaventure ball.
Good job of work that time by the officials trying to decide who actually did block the ball. Look at Padilla. He was going to leave, and he was going to steal the ball, recovered, and came back and still blocked the shot.
It's a good play. Bonnie's right now not too many answers against this UMass ball club. 5th block for the Minutemen. McNeil, a little too much. Palmer, he missed the putback. Spellman tries. He can't get it. It's 3 in a row that they missed. And a foul. Who are they going to get? They get Padilla.
Well, St. Bonaventure had some opportunities there. They had 3. I counted 3 that they had. Spellman the last one, and he's the guy who's going to get the foul shots.
So Norval, Enos Norval, picks up the foul. He takes a seat. There's Tyrone Weeks back into the game.
Dave, coming into this game, Jerome Spellman had 79 offensive rebounds and 72 defensive rebounds. Showed you a little bit of right there, his offensive rebounding ability. I mean, he went strong to the basket to pick that up.
Strong young man. Can't get it. Here's Palmer right there. He beat Weeks on the putback. Calipari saying, hey, he had to have had an advantage with the shove. Padilla being harassed, bailed out. Dingle got a piece of the ball.
Good block, Spellman.
Bonnie's showing a little bit of life here, but they're not scoring. 58-44, McNeil. Air ball on the triple.
That's what hurt you. Just wondering if McNeil might be getting a little tired. He's played a long time out there, Dave. In fact, he averages 38 minutes a game for this club.
I'll tell you what, he has been harassed big time today.
You got Travieso and Padilla chasing you all afternoon. Your legs will begin to give out.
Shandu shooting just 1 for 6 in the second half. Dingle. Boy, Weeks did a super job opening a hole there. Then he didn't convert. Dante Bright will and does. The Tyrone Weeks did a good job. He created the opening, and Dingle couldn't score. But Dante Bright back to make it 16 points, 11 for Dante.
Dave, you made a good point in the first half in talking about Dingle and Bright. The fact that these two guys are such good bookends for Marcus Camby in the middle. And also Tyrone Weeks. I mean, these are 3 wide bodies that give you a lot of good, strong play on the interior.
UMass hasn't played since February 29th. Louisville, 62-59. 23 for Marcus Camby in that one. 4 on the shot clock. Palmer, the runner. And they got some roll there. 60-46.
Hey, one thing, when Palmer gets a basket, he does it with flair. I mean, it's just not an easy straight up shoot, you know, square up, look at the basket and release. It's a tough shot.
19 for Palmer. Dante Bright, he was right there, he got fouled. UMass has got so many good looks, I mean, right at the basket.
Well, the thing I continue to be impressed with is the way Edgar Padilla handles the basketball and this team. Look at that pass. I mean, he saw Dante Bright going to the basket and just dropped it right into his lap. That's what I was talking about earlier. You always have to have one guy on the club who can deliver good passes because it keeps everybody else happy. That's why I like Padilla's play so much.
Good numbers for Dante, all in the second half. Several substitutions. Jim Barron trying to find a combination that works. He goes back to Blackwell, Singleton, McNeil stays on the floor, McFarland, and Spellman. 6:07 to go, 62-46. Spellman did have a moment earlier when he blocked Marcus Camby. Those moments few and far between today for the Bonnies.
The Montgomery Ward Auto Club is there for you when you need it most. You and your spouse will be covered in any car, any place you drive in the U.S. for everything from towing to flat repair. You'll get 3 full months of coverage for one low price of only $1. You'll also receive free trip routing, free locksmith service, and up to $110 in valuable cashback coupons. Here's how to order.
Call the phone number on your screen now. You get a 3-month membership in the Montgomery Ward Auto Club for only $1. So call the number on your screen right now.
Bad credit? So what?
Bankruptcy, foreclosure, late payments, it doesn't matter. If you have a job and need credit, get it at Major Auto Group. Drive today regardless of past history. Stop waiting to get approved. Stop getting the runaround. At Major Auto Group, the answer is yes, yes, yes. Just call Major Auto Group's automated credit line. No salesman, no hassle. Call 1-800-MAJOR-LOAN. If you need credit, get it at Major Auto Group, Northern Boulevard between 44th and 56th Streets in Long Island City.
Tonight, championship week means every team gets their shot for a spot at the dance. Top seeds and teams on the bubble will be looking for Lady Luck to punch their ticket on the road to the conference finals. One game at a time. The ACC first round at 7:30. The Big East quarterfinals at 9:30. Championship week, tonight on ESPN.
The final Southwest Conference tournament in Dallas. Texas is the 3 seed, taking on Baylor, the 6 seed in a first-round game. Sonny Alvarado to Brandy Perryman, and Brandy drains the 3. And Texas handling the Bears by 13. Louisville continues to lead Tulane in Conference USA, but the lead down to 4. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. Back here at the Atlantic 10. First quarter final round game, 62-46. And don't forget, championship week today. It continues on ESPN. Right after our game, it's Boston College against Syracuse. Big East quarterfinals from Madison Square Garden following our game here from Philadelphia.
You know, Dave, we had a chance to look a little bit at the highlights of that Baylor-Texas game. They've got an interesting situation in the Southwest Conference right now. Texas Tech obviously a runaway winner in the Southwest Conference, but Houston and Texas really battling to try to get in the tournament.
And how about that play? Camby with the bump picks up his 4th foul. And the continuation good for Jerome Spellman.
Watch again as Spellman here makes the turn. There's the push. You know what? It's a good call. I'm not sure I give him the basket, but I think it's a good call. He may have pushed him before he had a chance to turn around. Watch again. There's the push right there. Now he turns and pushes. I think that's a bad call. I don't give him the basket, but I give Camby the foul.
So Spellman, who had a block on Camby earlier, now with a 3-point play, makes it a 62-49 game. The press by the Bonnies. Travieso, Clark get it inside to Camby. Double team, spun right into traffic, but draws a foul.
Hey, one of the things I've noticed about Marcus Camby's game, I mean, he does receive the ball well down low on the post, but it's very seldom you'll see him make a move into traffic like he just did. He usually turns around, faces up, shoots the J, or if he's close enough, he'll just turn around and jam it.
Second foul on Robert Blackwell. Here's Rashawn Palmer back in. James Singleton goes out. Well, if you've watched Camby over the years, one thing that impresses me about, in addition to the numbers, the productivity, player of the year in the Atlantic 10, boy, that confidence is amazing. I mean, the last couple of years, Lou Rowe was the man on this club in the front court. But Camby has really emerged. The question is, do you think he sticks around for his senior year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That's a conversation he and John Calipari and relatives, anybody involved with Marcus Camby, have to make that decision. It really comes down to Marcus's decision. He's got to know whether or not he's ready to go or if he wants to go.
Boy, Sean Palmer just got drilled by Clark. The hanger didn't get anything by Kenny McFarland. Clark right back for UMass. Clark, yep, he knew it. He knew it. He was coming on the cut. He tried to get his feet set, get his steps together, and he took one too many.
He's probably still not in good playing condition yet either, Dave. I mean, this is a guy that's had some problems. And
broke the bone in his foot.
Yeah, just now beginning to come back and wants to play so badly. It's tough to try to break into the lineup, particularly this lineup, and get a lot of playing time when you got a backcourt the quality of UMass.
Broke a bone in his foot. Season opener against Kentucky. 92-82 win by UMass.
Big debate. What do you think? You think UMass deserves to be #1 because they beat Kentucky?
I tell you, that's a very good point. But I will say this: as Padilla makes the steal, they did look very flat against GW in that loss a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, one thing, Kentucky has not been headed since that Mass game either.
Boy, I tell you what, I'd have to give it to Kentucky, even though Mr. Patino would just soon not have it right now. He wants to talk about it later on this month.
Just something for us to talk about.
Oh, it's fun. Tyrone Wiggs rolls, but can't get the score. Nice pass to set him free. Calipari working the sideline like it's a one-point game. His team has been in control of this game, trailing only 2-0.
One of the things you got to guard against in a situation like this, you're playing a team that's 10-17, was 4-12 in your league.
You've whipped them twice.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to lay down, and you don't want to come in and just assume that you can throw it out there, put the uniform, UMass uniform out there and say, we're here, it's our game. And John Calipari realizes that. He wants to keep his club at a high level, an intensity level that will continue to go through this month. Anytime you have a drop down like that, I think it really affects your team.
Now's not the time to have a letdown. 15-point lead. UMass has led by 10 or more over the last 22 minutes of this game.
High post screen again for McNeil. Travieso's had very good success getting through those screens.
Well, the only offensive weapon they've really had today has been Palmer, and he's had to work like the Dickens to get that. Blackwell pull up and banks it home. They call a timeout with 3:59 to go. And it's a 20. 64-51. Jimmy Barron's club trying to exhort that ball club on. Palmer's going to need some help. Palmer, shooting-wise, it's been a very difficult afternoon for him. Palmer has put up some numbers. Hey, the NBA's on ESPN Radio this Sunday at 5:07. It's Michael Jordan and company. They just signed John Sally to a 10-day contract, taking on Patrick Ewing and the struggling New York Knicks. That's on ESPN Radio this coming Sunday. Storyline, 35% shooting from the field for the Bonnies, a team that was last in the Atlantic 10 this year. And look at the numbers there, 15 to 2 edge and assist for UMass.
Oh, that's got to be a foul.
No
yeah.
Question.
I'll tell you one thing, I was going to give Singleton a saddle. He could have read it right all the way over to the scorer's table.
Singleton's third.
Jim Barron's club, but he was able to break a string yesterday in that win by St. Bonaventure over Dayton. Having lost an initial game in the Atlantic 10 tournament, they lost 11 A-10 tournament games in a row before beating Dayton yesterday.
Right with the first at the line. And this year, a little fall off. Last year, St. Bonaventure surprised a lot of folks. 18-13 overall, 9-7 in the A-10. This year, big drop off. 10-17, 4-12. There's Singleton leaving. Sidney Shelton back in. TV timeout. 3:48 to go. 66-51 for UMass.
I am one with my Pizza Hut Rawlings game ball. I am a human highlight film. I am awesome. But I ate the whole pizza that comes with the ball. So I am incredibly slow.
I'm leaving. The game ball, $4.99 with any pizza. Keep the ball, share the pizza.
Fool, you will love the stuff we're made of.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
The Trooper Limited from Isuzu is thoughtfully equipped with stuff like dual airbags and extra skid plates, so that you're always prepared no matter where you go.
You may already be a $10 million winner.
Even if it's just down to the corner and back.
Great.
Well, it can't get any worse than this.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
I stand corrected.
Make it a Bud Light.
You're never gonna get it open.
Last year, Northwest and KLM launched a better international service, World Business Class, to those responsible for a great first year. Go on, take a bow.
Mr. Cosby dining on a Philadelphia delicacy, the steak sandwich, as UMass leads by 66-51. Don't forget, championship week, more action coming up. ACC first round action. Florida State, North Carolina State, and then we go to the Big East at 9:30 Eastern, Villanova against the Friars of Providence College. Super basketball, part of championship week here on ESPN. Bonaventure needs some points. They need a lot of them, and they need them in a hurry.
Look at Padilla down inside helping.
And Weeks steps out. Defensive attitude of UMass is just awesome. Palmer in and out. Weeks rebounds. Don't forget Canby playing with 4 fouls. Cross court to Treviesa. That's plenty of room for him, and he's wide to the left.
He's a little off in the second half after that terrific first half when he scored 19.
McNeil.
Step on the line?
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah, I think he stepped on the line. Tom Scott, the official, pointed over there. Usually when they raise the hand like that and point, it's a foul. I think he was pointing to the out-of-bounds line.
Sure enough. Boy, Padilla made an effort. Jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Bonnies.
Good job by McNeil to slap the ball away from Padilla that time. The turnover.
UConn a big winner. And Louisville pulling away from Tulane.
I think both of those clubs are in.
Yeah. Florida over Ole Miss.
SEC starting today down in New Orleans.
Oh, that's a great place to have a tournament.
People show up just in time for the games and head back to the arena.
That's right. A block, but a foul on Weeks. Second foul on Tyrone.
And I'm not talking about the games in the arena.
Yeah, I hear you. New Orleans is one of the great towns, great cities to be in. John Calipari and his staff. It's Schilling there. Here's Dana Dingle coming back in. Dante Bright back to the bench. Dante's been terrific in the second half. He's got 15 all in the second half. A lefty, Sidney Shelton out of Washington, D.C. with a Harker prep. And a severe thigh injury starting this season.
He hurt that thing in an exhibition game back in November, and it caused him to miss 11 games this year off and on during the season.
What a good trip there. Miss a couple. Bonaventure scrambling, trying to make something happen on the defensive end. Padilla thought he had to save it to avoid a backcourt violation. I think McNeil got that, so I don't think it would have been a backcourt violation. Tom Pender's Texas club pulling away from Baylor.
John Calipari's a little upset with Dana Dingle right there. He thought maybe he was mishandling the basketball when he made the pass outside to Padilla. Padilla's going to get the turnover, but it was Dingle's pass that made it difficult for him to catch.
McNeil hanging in the air. Boy, he's had a tough one. Dingle to Canby. They got space to run now. Here's Padilla. Change of pace. Right to the basket. Charge. You bet. Good call.
Player control foul, and a good job defensively by St. Bonaventure that time. Down on the inside was Kenny McFarland.
When he went to the change of pace dribble, I thought he was going to shoot it.
Watch again. Padilla, little stop and stutter, little go. McFarland, good body position, the charge. And something Padilla usually does to somebody else.
Yeah.
On him creating the forceful action. See McNeil trying to screen Canby that time. He barely got to his waist.
Sandhu has struggled in the second half. Was 1 for 7 from the field. That pull up his way short.
I'd say St. Bonaventure has struggled in the second half. They could not get one to go in. That Massachusetts defense begins to wear on you after a while.
Yes.
You feel that constant pressure. Shots come up a little short. Usually the legs are not there.
Canby got an opportunity, and he's fouled by Sidney Shelton. His third foul on Shelton. Good stuff coming up here on ESPN. The Big East quarterfinals. We send you up the road to New York City. Syracuse against Boston College. Syracuse knocked off the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame yesterday.
So we go from one Massachusetts team to another, huh?
That's right. They finally got UMass and BC to play this year. What the legislature had to get involved to get that thing to go together. And at some point, hopefully in the very near future, we'll see UMass and UConn play a regularly scheduled game.
Nice to know the politicians in Massachusetts are involved in athletics up there.
That was a plus.
Oh, absolutely. Sure.
How about Canby at the line? 71%. Not bad for a big guy. 1 out of 2. Shelton rebound. Minute 30 to go. Bonaventure down by 16. Bonnie's led 2-0 since then, all UMass.
I tell you, it's been some time since St. Bonaventure even scored.
Marcus Canby. Boy, Jimmy Barron can't believe he didn't pick up his 5th foul. It was his 3rd block. Nunez, Padilla, and Norville come in to get Travieso.
Well, you're going to see Canby in for the bench. Watch this move. Did he foul? Hard to tell from there. I think it was blocked out on the top.
But there was some contact in there somewhere. I know some momentum might have taken him out of bounds. 3rd block for Campbell. Leading shot blocker in the Atlantic 10, Palmer. Double team. Boy, I tell you what, it's like the queen bee. He shows the ball, he's in deep trouble.
Yeah, and what happens is all those white jerseys start to surround him when he gets the basketball, and he can't go anywhere. Watch again, Palmer trying to maneuver his way to the inside. See Nunez trying to stay right there with him. He gets help on the other side from Weeks.
The thing that's interesting there, UMass does a great job of recognizing. He's the man, obviously, for St. Bonaventure. Hey, close him down. Foul was on Nunez, his 2nd.
I wonder how long it's been since they scored. That free throw right there was the first point I can remember in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
3:59, they've gone scoreless.
See, it registered in my head. There you go.
Nunez with the rebound. Gets it to the younger Padilla, Goodell Padilla.
Goodell just got that ball out of trouble.
Goodell's a senior.
Older brother?
Well, I've been watching UMass so much, I keep thinking Edgar's a senior. Coming up in the final 30 seconds. Goodell Padilla leaves it for Norville. Boy, good up fake.
Player control foul.
Yes, it was. Take a look at the brackets. UMass advancing to the semifinals here in the A-10 tournament. Xavier Temple's our next game later on this afternoon. St. Joe, George Washington, and Virginia Tech, Rhode Island. And our evening doubleheader from Civic Center Convention Hall here in Philadelphia.
Hey, Dave, did you ever notice a player control foul is done by a player out of control?
Absolutely. Palmer to a crowd again.
Well, he seemed like an oxymoron to me. Player control foul by a guy out of control.
Don't get me started. We could do a list of about 30.
There's a lot of people probably sitting home thinking, who are those 2 morons?
Where was it? There was a game. I did a game recently where it was so quiet that you could hear the announcers across the way. It was one of those. I'm trying to remember what game it was. It was fairly recent. Oh, I know what it was. I was at St. John's the other day. They had a full house at Alumni Hall. And the St. John's fans are not happy this year, as you know. They came to watch, but didn't really come to participate.
So they just listened to you?
Yeah, we had to be real careful about what we said and how we said it. 16.9 seconds.
Got a violation. Step into the lane by Sidney Shelton. Won't even give Rashawn Palmer a chance to shoot the free throw.
In that type of afternoon for the Bonnies.
Good start for UMass.
Most certainly was. Travieso with a magnificent first half. Norville with a flush. That should wrap things up. McNeil. What, they even made him change that shot in the final minute. And they get a triple. A big 3 by James Singleton, but that will do it. Final score, UMass, number 2 in the nation, wins it 69-56. For Larry Conley, I'm Dave Sims. Thanks for joining us. Let's send you back now to Chris Fowler.
All right, Dave, thanks. We go north.